Alright, Shalom. First off, give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Kwarkadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are adoring in truth and in sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, this is the Ecclesiastes chapter 5 breakdown. Verse 1 says, "Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil." So when you come into contact with a prophet or a man of knowledge, really mainly talking about a prophet or a preacher, a bishop, someone within the church family, it says be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice for fools. Okay, listen, take heed unto what that man of the Most High is telling you, opposed to running your mouth, because he was appointed from the Most High to give this word. It says, for they consider not that they do evil. They don't consider that when you interrupt a man in the midst of his speech while he's trying to save your soul, that's an evil thing to do, or that's a wrong thing to do. All right. It says in Solomon, Song of Solomon, that matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Song of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. "By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways will I seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but found him not." So, this individual has been looking for wisdom. Okay, it says, "The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I say, saw he him whom my soul loveth." The watchmen are the men that's doing the work, the prophets. It was but a little that passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and in the chamber of her that conceived me. He wanted to take that knowledge back with him. So in order to take that knowledge back with him, he had to do what? He had to be quiet and let it seep in. He had to receive the word. You can't receive the word if you bucking up, or if you always got something to say, or you want to give your 2 cents on what you thought it mean. It don't matter. Just be quiet and listen. Okay? The Most High gave us, that famous quote. The Most High gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you should listen twice as much as you talk. And speaking of, as much as you talk, verse 2, it says, "Be not rash with thy tongue, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High, for the power is in heaven, and thou upon the earth. Therefore let thy words be few." So understand that what you say could have consequences. Understand if you're telling somebody something and it's gonna make them go off, that you're responsible. Understand that if you need to tell somebody something so that they don't go off, you need to. It's a balance. I mean, you don't go to your job telling all the Edomites that they're gonna go into slavery, but you gotta weigh it in the balance, and you gotta know when to do it. It's a time and a season for every purpose under the sun. Okay, so I believe I had a precept for this. This is Job chapter 6, verse 24. It says, "Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred." Okay, if you gonna teach somebody, they need to hold their tongue. They're gonna be quiet. Okay, and it's gonna cause them to understand where they have erred, where they went wrong, or whatever they need to correct. Okay, it's simple. "For a dream cometh through multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words." So when you dream, or when you have aspiration, it comes through actions. Okay, you can have the best idea in the world, but if you don't put no business behind it, if you don't put any actions to go with it, then you're just a fool. And that's why it says a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. That's like the person that has a really good idea and they tell everybody, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then, you see them a few months later down the road, hey, you still doing this? Nah, man, I ain't want to really get, just shut up and put your actions behind it. Or don't say nothing at all and just let your action stand. What they say, move in silence. When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he have no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Okay, so, and I will read this way. It says, better is it that thou shouldest not vow than that thou vowest, that thou should vowest a vow. Sorry. Better is that thou shouldest not vow than that thou shouldest vow and not pay. So if you're going to make a vow, keep it. Honor your word. All I have in this world, you know the rest, and I'm breaking for no one, especially the Most High. So it says that you shouldn't vow, because sometimes it's harder to keep. You don't know what's going to happen or what can impede you from making that vow. But if you do vow that vow, you need to keep it. It says, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say thou before that angel that there was an error. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hands? So don't blame it on the angel when it's a day of judgment and he said, hey, you said that you vowed a vow on this and you broke it. Oh man, nah man, I ain't say that. You gonna do that to the Most High? That's why it's best to not keep a vow, or if you do vow a vow, to keep it. I got a precept with this. This is 1 Samuel 1, starting at verse 9. It says, so Hannah rose up, and after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk, now Eli the priest sat upon the seat by the post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and sore wept. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. So she really wanted a son, so she made a vow to the Lord that, hey, if you give me a son, I'll give him to you. He'll be a Nazarite. He'll be for you. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. He seen, that she was praying. He covered her mouth like, hey, look, because a man can disavow that vow, because at the end of the day, she's under that man. Okay, so it's order. The woman, the man goes to Yahushua goes to the Father. That's the way that the ranking, the order, and the file is. Verse 13. Now she spake in her heart, which your heart is your mind. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, no, my Lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. So, and then we know that child ends up being Samuel. Okay, one of the major prophets, and the prophet of Saul, and going on down, and to David. So it's a serious thing when you make a vow unto the Most High. Keep it. For the multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities, but fear thou the Most High. Because you can dream, anything. You can come up with anything, how you want to build something to change the world, or you want to go off and do something noble, or who knows, what people dream. But it says there's also diverse vanities, man. It's, at the end of the day, it's empty. It says, but fear the Most High. If you don't do nothing else, you better fear the Most High. And if thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, aka America, where there's definitely oppression of the poor and perverting of judgment and justice. Look at everyone who got shot. All the people who got killed by the police. The Jakes. None of them went to jail. None of them got justice served for those heinous acts. It says, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. So don't worry about it. Don't trip on it, because at the end of the day, the Most High is going to take care of everything, okay? The king, okay, or the president, whoever, they're governing this place, okay? Matter of fact, I know I got a precept that's going to explain this the way I really want to do it. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So at the end of the day, whatever decree that the king makes, or the ruler makes, it was Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's will. Just like he made it so that we come into this slavery that we're in. Okay, he willed those men's hearts and minds to do what they did, because everything had to be so. So don't worry about how oppressive this place is, or the injustice and all that. Just like it said, fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. You might think that you're doing right in your own mind, but the Lord knows your heart. It says to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. So, at the end of the day, we might be in this place where justice and judgment is wrong, or not a right, or perverted, however it is you want to say it. But at the end of the day, make sure that your judgment and your justice is acceptable to the Lord. Verse 9, it says, moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. Because, we all can take advantage of this land. We can all go and plant crops, or, pick cherries or fruit from a tree. All of that. We all take in, or have the ability to indulge in the goods that the earth has provided for us. Hunt game or whatnot. But it says the king himself is served by the field. So all the people serve the king. That's why in the ancient world they gave tribute to the king, and that's how it's going to be in our kingdom. Okay, we're going to rule, and then the other nations are still going to bring their 10% tributes to our rulership, to our kingdom. That's just how it is. Okay? He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This also is vanity. Okay, so you could, for the love of money. Everyone, money is a defense. And yeah, we do need money to survive, but don't make coming up, or always trying to get a gain. That's not where it's at. It's empty. It's vanity. Because at the end of the day, everything's going to be burnt up anyways. That's why it says to be content with your daily bread. Know what you got, and how how to increase it when you can. But hey, just when you down, just thank God that that you're not outside homeless. It's freaking cold outside. Look at all the people that's out there. I mean, Most High got them out there for a reason. But at the end of the day, just be satisfied with your daily bread. And that's really going to play a part here in the future, because when those of us who don't take that vaccine and don't take the chip, and when we're excommunicated from society, we're not going to have an abundance. We're only going to have that daily bread. We're only going to have enough to get us through the day and into the next day. Same as when we came out of Egypt. Verse 11. When goods increase, they are increased with them. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the owner thereof, saving behold them with their eyes? So it says, when goods increase, they are increased that eat them. So when you have an abundance, everyone's around you. But when you down, people tend to leave. So definitely know who your friends are. The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat a little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Okay, so if you working hard, if you putting in work, and you get a rest, whether you ate a lot or whether you ate a little, you're gonna have a good rest. But just because you're rich or have riches, or you got a little bit more, that doesn't guarantee you a good night's sleep, because someone can come and take it from you. It's carnal. Verse 13. There's a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. Okay, so that goes back to what I've been saying about being satisfied with your daily bread, because it says riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. You could hold on to some money, and somebody come get you for it, or it can go a lot of different ways, man. So if everyone knows that you got this money, or that you done came up on whatnot, people plot against you. That's why, like I said, move in silence. Don't have everyone in your business. That way, you don't make yourself a target. It says, but those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. So that's you don't have nothing to pass down. Everyone wants to leave their heir with with something, so that it's easier. The path is easier for them. Whether it's land, a business, money, a trust, whatever. Don't, because of don't mess up their reward because of your ignorance, is basically what it's saying. And it says, as he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shake nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. We came in this world alone, we're going to die alone. And you can get all the riches in the world, you can't take it with you. When we get on these chariots, I don't care if you got on a Fendi coat, a Gucci hat, some Timberland boots, some Versace socks. You ain't taking none of that into the chariot. Nice gold watch. You wasn't born with none of that, and you can't take none of that with you. Okay? And Even if when your spirit leaves this place and goes to the third heaven, you ain't taking all the material stuff that you got, that you labor for. All that's gone. Verse 16. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what have he, and what profit have he that have labored for the wind? That's what, basically backing up what I just said. You can't take none of it with you, so what profit have it for you? All his days also he eateth in darkness, and he that have much sorrow and wrath with the sickness. So when you're eating, when you're coming up, okay, if you've been in darkness, which means you don't haven't seen the light, you haven't had the wisdom, okay, you're gonna go through much sorrow and wrath and sickness. Okay, so that's why it's good to come back to Yahweh Shem Shai, so you can see the light, so you can understand which ways or which goings of a man is well for a man. Which this book is written by Solomon, and he said that he sought out all the different ways and all the avenues that a man should go. Verse 18. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good all his labor, and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life, which the Most High giveth him, for it is his portion. Now that's being balanced, because at the end of the day you are working, so you get a reward for your work. You get money that for the work that you put in, and you should enjoy it. All right, if you worked hard and you bought yourself a house, yeah, definitely enjoy your house, enjoy your kids, enjoy, whether you got a nice car or whatnot, go on a vacation. Definitely, have joy in your life, to a certain extent, but don't make that joy in your life be what your life is about. Always remember that at the end of the day, we got to get out of here. This is not our rest. Every man also to whom the Most High have given riches and wealth, and have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of the Most High. The Most High gave us gifts. Like I said before, it's cold outside, and for the most part, we're all in nice warm houses. Hopefully you got the heat on. Hopefully you can afford the heat. But some people can't afford the heat. Some people maybe just be in that house, with the oven on. Because I've definitely been there. But just rejoice at the gift that the Most High gave you. Because like I said, it might not be like that here pretty soon. When we're going to have to become pilgrims on earth, we might be in the wilderness by campfire. Fishing a river or a lake. Or in a cave somewhere. We don't know. We could be going house to house. I don't know. I don't know what the Most High has in store for me in that day. But I trust that he's going to keep me. I trust that as long as I do my part, he's going to do his part. Verse 20. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because the Most High answereth him in joy of his heart. Okay, so for he shall not much remember the days of his... Yeah, you're not going to dwell on all the bad things that's going on if you understand what's going on with the Most High, and know that he answers you, and basically the Most High is in your mind. You're keeping the Most High in your mind, so you understand that everything is for a rhyme and a reason. Everything has a purpose under the sun. So that was Ecclesiastes 5. I hope that you were invigorated and edified by this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Karkadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring the truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.